I'm going to tell you a story and see if this sounds familiar. You wake up one morning and then all of a sudden realize that every single fat cell in your body has migrated to your stomach area for no reason. You haven't changed anything. You haven't changed what you eat or your exercise or anything. And you woke up with this midlife stomach, belly, tummy, paunch, all of it. What the actual heck is going on? This is what happened to me, and this is what happens to so many of my clients. That's why they come to see me. They're like, Heather, I haven't changed anything. I don't know how to get rid of this. I've never had this before. And I know what you're talking about because I experienced it. That's why I went deep into midlife. How can we change this? What are our hormones? Like my focused my brain on solving for this problem. I wanted to understand the midlife body, all of the hormones, all of the menopause issues so that we can solve for this. Because I know for me personally, I have a deep background in health and fitness and wellness. So I was like, damn, I know what my body needs and how to stay healthy. And this happened to me. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen to all the other people, especially the ones that aren't already doing these things. So this is a real thing, and we need to solve for this because women of the world they're waking up all over the world experiencing this, going, what the heck is going on? So fear not. In this episode, I am going to dish all the tea on all the amazing things that you can do to gracefully flow through midlife so you don't have this puffiness or this midlife belly torturing you for, half of your midlife. Forget about it. Let's deal with it. There is a way that you can, not just one way, there's many, many ways that you can help to solve for this problem. And I am going to give you all of my ways in a condensed version because we only have a short period of time together. So I'm going to give you all of my ways, and I want you to just take the top couple that really resonate with you. You're like, yeah, I could do that, and give those a try and see how they work. And if it works, then go on to the next one. And the more you stack these on top of each other, the more successful and the quicker you're going to get out of this zone of midlife belly. Let me say this. I want you to hear me when I say this. This is not your fault. You haven't done anything wrong. Your body is actually designed to do this because your body is now trying to balance out its midlife hormones. So your body is designed to do this. You haven't done anything wrong, and it's not your fault. All you want to do is balance out those hormones, and that weight will disappear. Here's some fabulous ways that you can do that. Okay, let's start with the one that would make the biggest difference. This is my eat more, lose weight philosophy. This is known as calorie density. This is what I do my free masterclass on, my 5-day challenge on. This is the first thing that I teach all of my clients. So listen up. You want to eat foods that are super low in calorie density. Now, you never want to count calories. I'm not saying count calories. I am actually against counting calories. It's not a thing. Calories in, calories out. The philosophy of it works. Yes, the math works. You have to burn more calories than you eat. Yes, that part of it works. But what doesn't work is that not all calories are created equal. A piece of chocolate cake has, say you have cake that has 500 calories, and then you have a big, huge bowl of broccoli that has 500 calories. In the cake, there's no nutrients. It's just all sugar. It's never going to fill you up. So you're going to be unsatisfied. You're going to want to eat more, but you're going to be going way over in your calories, and you're going to be nutritionally bankrupt. But if you eat the broccoli, the 500 calories of broccoli, you're going to get all the nutrients. You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to get all the things. So that's why you can't count calories, because if you're like, I'm only going to do my calorie intake of 1,200 calories a day, that doesn't work because you're not focusing on the nutrients that are going into your body. That's what you want to focus on. And so calorie density is how many calories in 1 pound of food. So this way we can see which ones on a scale are more calorie dense and less calorie dense. And another definition for calorie density is how easy it is to overeat on a food. It's the same thing. So remember, never count calories again. Just forget that even exists. Forget that's a thing. Delete that from your brain, please. And then focus on eating more and losing weight. How you do that is there's a scale of this calorie density. On the very lowest end of the scale, like clocking in at 100 calories per pound, is vegetables, are vegetables. So you can eat as many vegetables as you can eat, and you'll never go over or gain weight because you'll just be too full. Your body will be giving you all of these satiety cues like, whoa, there's no more room in my stomach, or the stretch receptors cues are going off, or your nutrient cues are going off. You're like, yeah, we're good. We got the nutrients. And then the next step on the scale are your fruits. So they're higher up. We're sitting at like maybe 300 calories, and they're all different, but we're just rounding it up. And then after that, you're going to go up to your complex carbs. Complex carbs, unprocessed complex carbs. So when I say carbs, there's a couple difference. There's the processed and unprocessed. So processed carbs, never eat those or limit them. 80-20 rule, 80% of the time, eat whole clean foods, and then 20% if you need something, that's your time to have it. But if you have unrefined complex carbs, these are your potatoes and your sweet potatoes and your grains, your rices and your oats and your whole wheat pastas. That's clocking in at around 600 calories per pound. And then just above that are your legumes and beans. So somewhere in there, we got our complex carbs and our legumes and beans. And then, so all of those foods are on the low end of the scale. And all of those foods, you can have as much as you want without counting calories, and you will not gain weight. You'll probably lose weight depending on where you are on that's how much you eat of each. But you'll definitely not gain weight. And if you live on that side of the scale, damn, that's how you eat more and lose weight. You don't have to measure your food because that is totally unsustainable. As soon as you tell me I can only have this much of something, my brain is like, hell no. Like, I'm going to eat it all. Don't tell me. Like, that's just how, as soon as my brain gets restricted, I just totally rebel and I do the opposite. And most brains are like that. Then when we start to get to the other side of the scale, we're getting into like our meats. Then we're up into the section where you want to limit that. You want to be, because they're getting higher in calorie density. And then the next on the scale, we have our refined complex carbs. So once we get up there, these are our breads and our cookies. All of these things they've been refined so that they don't have the nutrients. The nutrients have been taken out, and then they've added sugars and fats and salts. And then they try to throw some like vitamins back in there, but they're not healthy for you. And they're too high on the calorie density scale that it's easy to overeat on those. Remember how many calories per pound or how easy it is to overeat on these. And then next on the scale, we've got our sugars, like our chocolate bars and all of the candies, like full on sugar. And then after that, surprisingly, we've got our nuts and seeds. They're high on the calorie density scale. Now, listen up. This doesn't mean that they're bad for you. It just means that they're easy to overeat. Remember, that was part of the definition, how easy it is to overeat on these foods. Nuts and seeds are high in that because they're super high in fats, and fats have 9 calories per gram, and carbs and proteins only have 4. We need fats. Our body needs fats. Our brain needs fat, but we just want to have fats in a limited amount. So nuts and seeds, in and of themselves, they are not unhealthy, but they're easy to overeat. So if we have 5 nuts, we're good. But if we have the whole can, which we usually do, it's no bueno anymore. So we're super high on the calorie density scale. And then when you get up to oils, they're 4,000 calories per pound. So it's insane. So you can see that oils are 40 times more calorie dense than vegetables. And this is why when we're cooking, and if we use oils a little bit here, a little bit there, we put butter on the toast, we put oil in the pan, we put oil in our sauces, it adds up. If you only just eliminated cooking with oil, also oils, when they're in whole food form, are fantastic. So get those through your avocados, your nuts and seeds, but just be mindful of how much you're eating. It's harder to overeat on an avocado because it's got food attached to it, as opposed to a tablespoon of oil over and over and over again, which is adding up and not filling you up. So when I saute my vegetables, I'll do it in water, or I'll add a little soy sauce. So I eliminate all the fats, oils, because the oils are so processed, they become rancid, and the healing properties that they once had in their whole form, it's totally gone. And now they are actually harmful to our body. So anytime you get an oil that's been heated and processed, it's no bueno anymore. It's no good. If you get an oil that is cold pressed, like the way that it is turned into an oil doesn't take away its properties that make it fat so amazing, then that's okay too. But you have to go to a highly reputable company that does this, so that whatever they say they're doing, they're actually doing for cold pressed oils. So calorie density, that's the number one way that you can eat more and lose weight and have midlife weight loss, get rid of that midlife tummy. So you can eat as much as you like, totally eat as much as you like, not a problem. But it's got to be on the low side of the scale. All whole, clean foods. That's what it is. Now, this takes me to the next one, which is a 50-50 plate. So how do you know what you shouldn't, like how much of these whole, clean foods you should be eating? Remember, if you're eating whole, clean foods, you're good. But the 50-50 plate is just an easy way to understand how you can measure it out. 50% of your plate, you want it to be the complex carbs, the unprocessed complex carbs. So those are your potatoes. Your sweet potatoes are like the most filling, satiating food on the planet. When you have a steamed potato, there's nothing else that will make you feel full but be in the perfect calorie range where you can't overeat it. So anytime you have a food that gets darker in color, it's healthier because it has more phytonutrients in it. So a white potato is fine, but a purple sweet potato is fantastic. A yam is fantastic. So half your plate wants to be those complex carbs, unprocessed complex carbs, half your plate. And then the other half, you want them to be veggies or fruits, the other stuff that we talked about. If you do this, you're laughing. You don't have to count calories. You just eat till you feel satisfied. You got your complex carbs, which will help keep you really feeling full because it has fiber. It takes longer to break down. And then your veggies also have fiber and water and nutrients. Takes longer to break down, but they're packed full of the vitamins and minerals that you need. You are a happy camper because you're eating a ton of food. If you see the amount of food I eat, you'd be like, how does this girl eat all this food? It's because it's low in calorie density. This is another philosophy that I'm offering up to you. I try to eat 2 pounds of veggies a day. Yes, I do it. And I eat twice a day. And my first meal is maybe around 11 o'clock, depending on what I'm doing. And it's always vegetables. I don't subscribe to the social construct of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially breakfast when it's made from a cereal company. That's why they want you to eat breakfast. I want to invite you, here's another step, is to listen to the natural cues of your body. That's it. Just follow the natural cues of your body, your hunger cues, your satiety cues. Always listen. Don't emotionally eat. That's the problem. The problem where people are getting to where they want to be and they can't stay there is always, if you know what to eat, when to eat, it's always an emotional eat. So we just don't know how to process our emotions. And I help my clients with that a ton. That's one of the biggest things we work on because people don't realize they need to work on that. And so I teach them how to feel their feelings. So 2 pounds of veggies a day. That's right. I love it. And I just found veggies that I absolutely love that are super easy. I get a big bag from Costco. They're fire roasted. So I literally just cook them in a frying pan and maybe throw some eggs in there or whatever. And I am done. And it's like, I get 2 pounds of vegetables in first thing with my first meal. And the other thing that I love to do is intermittent fasting. It's because I just limit the time that I eat, because our bodies aren't designed to be eating all day, because then they're just digesting. They don't have time to heal themselves and build, heal, rest and digest, all of that kind of fun stuff. So intermittent fasting is a thing, and there's many different kinds of intermittent fasting. It doesn't have to be crazy intermittent fasting. It's something that works for you. The thing is, you want to find, I'm giving you all these things, and you got to find what works for you, what works for your schedule, your lifestyle, your thought process, your body, all of it. That's why when I work with my clients, it's not like, here, follow this. It's like, what's your protocol? What works for you? What works for you specifically? Here's another one. You want to move your body for 30 minutes a day. And I'm not saying kill yourself at the gym, because as I go from somebody who used to be a personal trainer, I don't go to the gym. I hate going to the gym, but I do love walking. I used to love running, but my body says, my knee is telling me you can't run, so I power walk. I ride my bike. I play tennis. I love all sorts of activities, but not necessarily specific exercise. So move your body for 30 minutes a day. You want to be doing any kind of impact exercise, because you want to keep your bones nice and strong. You don't want to be getting any kind of bone break as you get older. That's the kind of like our kryptonite. We want to make sure that we don't fall down and we don't break anything, so we stay upright and our bones stay intact. That's our number one mission. Just move your body for 30 minutes a day. You don't have to sweat. You want to do something that feels good for you, because the whole reason is to just keep moving your body and feeling good. It's really important. Strong bones, you need to do body weight exercises, because when you're stepping, your bone is like getting that impact, and that's what makes a bone stronger. Another thing, this is just a side note, is that when our bones start to get brittle when we get older, it's because our body, one of the main reasons is because our body is acidic. And when our body is acidic from our diet, from our thoughts, from stress, then it pulls the calcium out of the bones to try to alkalize it. So it's not that we're not getting enough calcium. It's that we're not holding on to it. So if you eat organic leafy greens, you are going to have an alkalized body and strong bones, because your body doesn't need to leach the calcium out of your bones to change your pH balance. Here's another one. Eat your fats and proteins first. Believe it or not, if you are monitoring your blood sugar, you know anything about blood sugar, when we eat, we don't want our blood sugar to spike. When our blood sugar spikes, that releases more insulin, and insulin says to our body, store fat, store fat, store fat. That's kind of the summary of it. But if you are eating your carbs first, because carbs aren't bad, they're good for us. But if you eat them first, they will spike your blood sugar higher than if you eat your fats and proteins first. Like you have a plate full of these foods, and you are just going to eat your proteins first, and then you'll eat your carbs last. It'll keep your blood sugar more regulated. It's a fact. So that's something super simple that you can do. And remember, I don't eat meat, but if you are a meat eater, do your 50-50 plate and have meat as a condiment on the side. Like just a little, like meat is not the star of the show. Meat is just like a little sidekick. The stars of the show are your low calorie density foods. So those are your veggies and your complex carbs. That's really important to kind of understand that concept. So now you're eating your fats and your proteins first. And then here's another one. Here's another hot tip. Go for a quick 10-minute walk right after eating. If you do that, like it doesn't have to be intense. You just want to go for a short little walk, because when you do that, it lowers your blood sugar levels. Why? Because your body is now like using that food that you just ate as energy. So it's not going to be in your bloodstream and being stored as fat. Just a 10-minute, like go around the block kind of thing right after you eat. You do want to try to get weights in there. You want to lift some weights if you can, and it can just be a straight up workout. Hit your every muscle group twice a week so that you're building muscle, because As we get older, our resting metabolic rate, so our metabolism slows down. It's a thing for sure. And if you are building muscle, that means it takes more calories to keep muscle going so that you are going to boost up your metabolism. If you're just resting and not doing anything, your metabolism is going to be higher if you have more muscle, because fat doesn't have as quick of a metabolism. It doesn't require as many calories to just exist, if that makes sense. And then you want to balance your hormones as quickly as possible. So how do you do that? Just by all the things that I'm telling you here today. The quicker you balance your hormones, the quicker your body will be able to release that weight. You'll get rid of your hot flashes, your mood swings, your vaginal dryness, your sweats in the middle of the night, your body aches, your foggy brain, all the things. The quicker you can do this by eating more healthy, whole, clean foods and moving your body, the easier it is for your body to naturally balance its hormones out. Okay, here's another couple of things really quick. Get 8 hours of sleep. Sleep is a non-negotiable. You have to get 8 hours of sleep. So if you can't, then figure out a way so that you can get 8 hours of sleep, whatever it takes, because that is going to make or break you. And you want to get in your water every single day. In my group, in my membership club, Mastering Midlife, we did a whole month on this. I can't in this podcast go into the depth that I need to, but I can't even explain to you how important it is that we get our 2 liters or 8 cups of filtered clean water every single day. It's a game changer and our body needs it. And most of us are dehydrated, and then our body is running on drought management, and all of these symptoms come up that feel like an illness or a disease, but they're actually dehydration. I kid you not. It is mind-blowing. So we'll save that for another day. And then last but not least, my friends, you want to be mindful of what you're creating in your body. Everything you think creates a reaction in your body. So you want to be calm, cool, collected, loving on yourself, loving your life, loving every minute, being mindful in every single minute that you're existing. And this will help you to balance your hormones. This will help you to allow your body to release that weight. Nothing's gone wrong. Your body is designed to do this. That's the first thing that you need to know, is that when this happens, you haven't done anything wrong. This is a hormonal shift. And all the things that I've just given you, all these offerings, all these things you can do, are to help get your body back into homeostasis so it can balance its hormones and it will release this weight. So you haven't done anything wrong. Your body is designed to do this. And if you pick a couple of these, see if they work, and then start stacking them on top of each other, you're going to see amazing results. Because this is not the rest of your life. This is just a transition. This is your body going, okay, we're done with this phase, this childbearing phase. Now we're going into this midlife phase. Girl, this is all about you. Let's go. So I hope that this has helped you. Just take one thing and try it. Thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.